Hi guys, Barnaby for Spurred On outside the lane on a bitterly cold and ever so slightly disappointing evening. Lost 2-1 on the night to Dortmund, 5-1 on aggregate. Obviously I was in Dortmund last week to see the 3-0 white flag raising. Mauricio Pochettino has since said he thinks he made a mistake with the team selection. What strikes me as bizarre tonight is that he's picked a stronger team tonight than he did last week. Obviously, no one wants to get beaten by 8, 9, 10 on aggregate, so maybe it's about pride. Maybe that's what it's about. But I obviously felt after we'd lost 3-0 last week that you go and you pick the same kind of weak side again and worry about Bournemouth just as we worried about Villa last week. Anyway, you know, he played Dyer and Ali, and I didn't really feel like it made a great deal of difference. Obviously, they are better players than the team who played last week, but you've got to have your best team because they all know exactly what movements they're going to make when. The tactical awareness is all there. They know each other and each other's games so well. It felt bitty. Dortmund are a fantastic side. You know, as I said last week, there's not much more to say about it. They're blessed with amazing players. I'll tell you one of the main differences I found. Their front three are incredibly pacey, whereas I'd say our front three aren't. So that counts both when they're going forward, when of course they looked dangerous every single time they broke on us. Once they won the ball in transition and broke on us, it was incredibly impressive. They were fighting with, flying forward with 4 or 5 at a time, reminding me a little bit actually of when we had Bale and Lennon in our team a few years ago. But also that quickness of their front three really counts when they're defending as well. They press the ball so much quicker than we do. I mean, we're known in this country for being, you know, one of the best pressers of the ball and suffocators of oppositions in that sense, but we don't do it nearly as quickly as Dortmund did, and there are often 2 or 3 men around our players and they really struggle to get out their half a lot of the time, and when we did, the tempo was so slow that we were never really hurting them. So, you know, a disappointing flat night, flat end to our Europa League campaign, but it's been a fun trip, you know, got to see some great places, Monaco, Florence, Dortmund, etc. But just a shame that we couldn't really show a better style and performance about ourselves. Just like I said last week in Dortmund, a lot of Dortmund fans were very surprised at how bad we were last week, and I think once again they'd be surprised at how average we were today. We weren't as bad as last week, but we were average today. Dortmund were good. Got to give props to the Dortmund fans. They were excellent. They were in the ground 2 hours before the game. They really do give an idea of what that kind of community spirit is like, where they all completely believe in their side. You know, Spurs are coming that way. We're getting there, and I think we can get there in terms of that. But obviously it's easy to be totally supportive of your side when you're already 3-0 up from the first leg. So well done to the Spurs fans as well, because they did keep singing throughout as well. Anyway, guys, not really a lot more I can say, I'm afraid. I'm not going to go into any deep tactical analysis or anything because it was just a bit of a damp squib. Onwards to Sunday and Bournemouth, much more important game. Harry Kane will be back, hopefully Dembele will be back. Bit of a worry, I saw Eric Dyer today clutching his groin a bit at the end. I hope that's nothing serious. And Dele Alli, I think, looks okay and recovered. He had some nice touches, naturally at least 2 or 3 nutmegs in the game for Dele. Guys, let us know what you thought of my match review in the comments section below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter @SpurredOnTV, and let's get behind the boys on Sunday against Bournemouth. It will be a tricky game, a lot trickier than a lot of people think it might be. All games in the Premiership are difficult, so let's get behind them. Come on, you Spurs.